Hello, everybody. I'm being blown up by like 95 people. Yeah, my messenger's popping right now. That live got a little intense. It got a little intense, and I have people in my messenger, and it's just intense, and I got it's hard. I don't think people understand how hard it is being a content creator. There's beefs that happen, and you get put in the middle of beefs, and um, it's it's hard to it's hard to. Can you stop being fuzzy? Oh my god. Anyway, I need a new fucking webcam. I'm gonna have to just pop the fucking money and buy a new webcam. I cannot deal with this shit. Um, I tried to I tried to keep my calm. There was only one part that I was really, really biting my fucking tongue on. I did say something about it, but I bit my tongue because I don't believe in going on other people's lives and um, starting shit, I guess. There was one part that I was kind of frustrated about, but um, I'm not mad. I'm just frustrated. But, I know that there was a portion of the live that got kind of heated and some of my followers got kind of upset, and here's the deal. um and I went through this earlier in the day and whatnot. I'm never going to be able to make every fucking person happy with my content. It's just not going to happen. um I'm just not going to be able to make every person happy. I got people that are, I have people that are, for lack of a better word, upset that, I have TikTok lives and kind of pay attention to TikTok. I have supporters that have been, with me at TikTok for 3 years that I'm sure feel slighted by the fact that I have essentially moved to YouTube more than TikTok. I have people who want to hear Gypsy. I have people who don't. I have people who like the drama. I have people who don't. I'm never going to be able to make every person happy. That's just not how it is. I try to be the content creator that I am. I try to be authentically me. I try to, if I said what I said, I'll say it again. I just try to be who I am, and either you're along for the ride or you ain't. If there's a live and it's not the live for you, I'm not going to be mad if you don't want to partake. If I'm having a political live and it's not your cup of tea, don't be here. But I'm not going to not be me. I'm not going to change my content for anybody. And it's just hard because a lot of the times I feel like rock in a hard place, kind of, because I feel like, some people are like, they just want, true crime and Gypsy, and some other people are like, I don't want, I'd rather just have you be normal. And then some people are like, I really don't like the drama. And it's like, this is me. Like, you're gonna turn on a live and I'm gonna show my dogs, or you're gonna turn on a live and I'm gonna talk about Gypsy, or you're gonna turn on a live and I'm gonna talk about the fact that I ran away from a mop bucket. Like, it's just, I don't plan my lives. My husband's tried to get me to do bullet point lives, and I'm gonna try to work towards that a little bit. But part of what makes me me, part of what makes my content me, is just seat of the pants type shit. you know um I do want to have a little bit of direction of stuff, but Um, you know, I can't change who I am. And it sucks because, you know, as a content creator on TikTok for 3 years, I built I spent time building on TikTok, and I have a lot of followers on TikTok that will not come to YouTube. And it sucks because then I lose the people that have followed me for 3 years on TikTok when I move to YouTube. And that's why I try to do at least some lives on TikTok still, and I try to push the people over here. But you know, I was very anti YouTube for a while, up until I got a YouTube. Hell, after I got a YouTube, to be real. I'm not. I don't. That's not where I watch my content, and I don't blame people on TikTok for not wanting to come over here. Um, You know, a lot of people on TikTok followed me over here, and that's awesome. I appreciate all of you. I've only gotten a smattering of people that were strictly from YouTube. Most of my followers either came from TikTok, followed me from TikTok, have a TikTok. I've only gotten a small handful of people that were strictly found me from YouTube. Very, very, very small subset of people that just that they stumbled on me on YouTube. It is very hard to build a YouTube base. You are literally drowned in content from other creators, and it's impossible to make your name on YouTube. It's almost impossible. In content, I got 1.5 million views on something. I got 2,000 views on YouTube. Do you know what that's like? Do you have any idea what's that like? Um, to be able to put out something that has over 1 million views to come here and get maybe 2,000. It's very, very hard. And a lot of the times with YouTube, like sometimes I just want to give the fuck up, to be honest. Um, but because TikTok is going to go belly up, I continue to grow my base here because people are going to have to go somewhere when it goes belly up. And a lot of people will eventually come here. But until that happens, you know, people only come to YouTube from TikTok when they're forced to. When I'm on a live and I get banned, you see my numbers go crazy. When I'm on a live and I end it and then there's an influx of people that come over here, why can't they just do that to begin with? Why can't they just do this to begin with? You didn't care for me initially because you thought I was messy. I am messy. You know, I don't apologize. I don't apologize for who I am, and I come with a lot of mess. And the thing is, a lot of people, it's hard because my um, TikTok followers know me and know what I went through over 3 years, and it's hard because I don't talk about that portion of my life super often now because my husband would rather me didn't. Um, and so it's hard when my new followers don't quite understand everything or why I do what I do or why I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about. Um, you know, when I moved over to the true crime portion of TikTok, I still was very, very much, I mean, honestly, if you like literally like, I mean, to prove a point, to show you guys, like, hold on, let me get to prove a point. I mean, I've made my name. I mean, I've made my name to where if you look at my name on here, these are all me. These are all me, except for Ryan Lee actor. Okay, those are all me. And there was other times where I would have even more search engines. Let's see. Let's see if I do this. Let's see that. No. There was a bunch there. I had a ton of other search engines about me before that. Did I get any followers today? I don't know. I didn't look. I probably should. Um, my algorithm is awful on TikTok. It's a lot of dead dogs and politics. To be honest. I don't know. I know you did, Jan, and I hope that you didn't feel like I was. I hope you feel like I didn't just abandon you there. The hardest part for me being on a panel is I try to always give respect where I'm at, and it's hard. I don't like really rocking a boat um when I'm somewhere else. But at the same time, I felt like I still needed to stand up for you because I know you're a good follower of mine. You always have been, and I didn't want to really leave you out to dry like that. The first video you saw was us picking up a crib mattress. Yeah, I remember that day. I remember that day. It sucks because I feel like a lot more people would understand who I was and whatever. Um, but that's why I point people to my playlist to understand me without me having to rehash it constantly. You know, my husband's like, just point them to your playlist. If they want to know about you, about the situation, about everything, to just go do that, you know? Um, I've I've went through a lot on social media. I lived my life very, very, very publicly. A portion of my life that was awful and horrible, and I have PTSD to this day um, because of it. My home doesn't feel like a home, and it's been a year or more, depending on the portions of the situations. My home doesn't feel like a home. Every noise, and I had to live that portion of my life very publicly, and in portions that I tried to keep private, portions that I was having a very hard time dealing with, that people forced me to live out very publicly, and then was to be blamed for things that I never asked for. I never asked for any of it. And my life went to shit very publicly for a year and a half, 2 years, for things I never asked for. Um, there was a lot of things and a lot of stuff, and you guys do amazing for me as viewers. I mean, obviously, every subscribe is special. Every membership is it helps me out. Viewing my videos, whatever, being here for lives. I don't ask a lot. Just a lot of the support that I've had throughout the time. I've had a lot of people on TikTok who have been supporters of me um even when things got bad, even when things um I had a selection of followers that stayed with me through all of it. Some of you guys have even been as gracious enough to even follow me to YouTube, because you guys have been stellar supporters who have been there for me through whatever shit show fucking disaster I have been involved in. My viewer list, maybe, Jesus Christ, Betty. My viewer list, well, ding 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 ding. My viewer list may not be as impressive as other creators. I may not have the following that some people have, but what I am thankful for above everything is that the followers I have are not the followers that I see on other people's pages. I went back. I've been going through and fixing up my lives from before, when I took them all down, and I've been going through them. Sorry. And I found that live where Nina came in, and I realized I had forgotten about a portion of that live. I don't know if I blocked it out. I don't know if I forgot. I don't know. But there's a portion in that live where I'm going off on her, and I said that you put out a video or a live or something, I don't know, saying that the whole reason, because I had talked about in a live that I had been on the edge X amount of months before. I was probably speaking about the time on the mountain, more than likely, months earlier. And Nina put out a video patting herself on the back that her video is what pushed me over the edge. And then, thinking that that was accurate, she made another video in my direction. And the people that follow people like her, she may have a following, but those are followers I don't want. I don't want followers who go and think it's okay to bully people, involve your children in bullying people, who think that it's funny and okay, acceptable to be hateful to people. And I would rather have decent followers than a lot of them. Does that make sense? I have followers that don't understand the things that I do. I don't understand why I do the things I do a lot of the time. I've been questioned a lot lately. I don't expect people to understand why or whatever I do, and that's okay. I don't get mad at people for questioning what I do. From the outside, I'm sure that it looks like I make really, really bad decisions, and a lot of the times I do, to be honest. A lot of the times I do, to be honest. I quit going. I forgot to take my meds. A lot of the time I go to I stopped going to therapy. I probably should have not stopped going. I have an appointment on I have an appointment on Monday. Um, thank you. My cousin went to Alaska once. I don't know much about Alaska, but good Lord, child, your tongue is hanging out your whole ass head. I just come over here and Leia's going. It's cold. It's my version of nice weather, and most people's versions of nice weather is not the same. It's cloudy, it's temperate, and I'm more than happy with that. Um, she looks she looks ridiculous. um, oh, okay. Um, grifting, trying to get people out of money essentially, by like less than honorable, false reasons, lying about why you need it. I guess would probably be how I would explain it, I suppose. Um, we did a live today and we exposed this story that had been going out for a while that even I believed it. Let's be real, even I believed it. We've all seen Fancy asking for Cash App to get her to Missouri and to get her home. And I guess that it's super easy to just believe everything you see because you don't ever see the full story. Um Nobody ever sees anybody's full story. It's impossible. And social media, and I should have learned this a long time ago for other people and not just myself, that, content creators show you a portion of what goes on in their life. And I took what I saw and I believed it. And last night, I was sent a drive of text messages and I read those text messages and I was extremely angry by the time I got halfway through them. Um, it's frustrating when somebody goes to the lengths and the depths to sully somebody's name to save their own, and it's easy to believe that Fancy was grifting. It's easy to believe that she did what was alleged. It's easy to believe that. It's easy. I mean, hell, I believed it. Um, but I guess there's always more to the story than people really want to believe or see, or a lot of people get so stuck in their linear thinking that they don't want to open their eyes to shit. I hope that people that watched that live see exactly what happened and what this woman has done to not just me, not just April, not just Alicia, not just Veda, not just Brandy. I mean, this girl, well, they were doing stuff for the documentary. They had to stay till Sunday. Craig couldn't come get her. whatever. Whether or not I agree with everything or how everything went down, I'm not going to say that I agree with everything. Um, but, Sarah has done a lot of shit to a lot of people, and I've just literally in the last 24 hours have found out about 90% of it. I knew that when Fancy told me that she was in her ear, to me that was her not taking responsibility. We've all seen April do it. She don't take responsibility for shit. And but then I started seeing the text messages. And Sarah was putting out this horrible picture of me to anybody who would listen. And hurtful and agitating and frustrating and everything. And then when I found out that she really had done this whole fucking scam to Alicia and fucked up Alicia, that was infuriating. And then to find out that she put out this narrative um on Fancy, a believable narrative that nobody questioned. That's frustrating. And and even that, and we didn't even get really to the point of she has apologized extremely. You have to understand, and I'm not telling you guys this because I'm an idiot, okay? Behind closed doors, yesterday especially, um I can't count on both hands how many times that she has apologized to me. Um, she did private. I think that it's very hard for her to explain face, and just like the bullshit that happened with Starlight in that live where she was making light of the situation and she apologized to me in public. A private apology, a genuine apology, um would have went a hell of a lot farther. And especially in the past day or two, I will be literally talking, and she will literally interrupt me to tell me how sorry she is. Sarah has done a lot of damage to a lot of people. We didn't really get to speak on it a whole lot because Fancy's extremely angry at Brandy. But on top of what Sarah did to Alicia, and Fancy and me, um, she went on a live with Brandy and Kendall, and because she didn't like that she didn't get enough spotlight, she went to Veda and tried to get Veda to tell her how to strike Brandy's channel. And on YouTube, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And she tried to strike Brandy's channel because she was angry that she didn't think she got enough airtime. And then to drag Veda in the middle of it, when it was brought down to where Veda had to show proof, Sarah unsent the text messages. But luckily, Veda was smart enough and quick enough, and she got all the text messages of Sarah asking her to help her strike Brandy's channel. And just in the past, I'm not even kidding you, 24 hours, it's just thing after thing after thing after thing. Um, Yeah, I had to actually take up for you once. She's like, "Who's Cindy?" I'm like, "She don't like you. Just leave it be." Um, yeah, you can unsend text messages, and Sarah's good at it. Sarah's good at it. She will unsend messages. She will. Um, and so and then like I fully expect more videos in my direction from Thea. because she knows all our eyes are on her. To be fair, and I don't think you guys realize this, to be fair, there was people in her chat that were not awesome to me. The whole situation with Starlight was extremely frustrating. Watching her mods being like, oh, she apologized. The fuck she did. Being like, oh, can we kiss and make up? And then, singing her little song. And, oh, I'm sorry I said that you shit your pants, Ryan. I'm sorry. None of that was genuine. There wasn't a goddamn genuine ounce of being genuine in any of that. And then, they're saying, oh, she's messaging you. No, she wasn't. She still hasn't. She still hasn't. She could have easily messaged me privately or anything and took any type of responsibility, but she didn't. She set me up on that panel on Sir Morbid. I know she did. Fancy wasn't in there until she told her to come. She set me up on that panel. And to see the mods, kissing Starlight's ass was frustrating because nobody was being mean to me, but they were backing the person that did what they did. And, I know that it took a lot of guts. And I know that her mods have to be pissed when she put Starlight in timeout. And even I was shocked when she put Starlight in timeout, to be honest. That'd be like me putting one of my followers, one of my mods in timeout. And that is, that was, to me, that spoke volumes. It was very frustrating watching all of these people just stoking it and being all, we love you, Starlight. We love you, Starlight. She's being hot, and she's not, though. She wasn't being genuine at all. And, her putting out that stupid rumor, that caused snark pages, that caused, me, whatever. And like, it went so far above what she needed to do. I went on, I happened to stumble on Sir Morbid, just stumbled on him. Never seen him really. I liked his interface, and I saw that he had a gypsy panel one day, and I went on it. And I checked the chat first. I wanted to make sure there was no, nobody that I knew on there. And he told me to come on up. And I was backstage in the waiting. And when I got on there, Starlight was on there. And I knew. Next thing I know, I see all of Fancy's fucking trolls in there. And then they're talking to me about Fancy, and then they're like, let's bring Fancy on. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And then they sat there and let her yell and scream at me about what my kid did, about me and my kid and everything else, and just allowed it to go on. And like, I could have just dropped box, but then what? Then like, what? I'm a fucking sissy who can't handle myself. Like, she's apologized profusely for that, by the way. Profusely. But again, it was just another thing. It was just another thing where we were set up to publicly destroy each other. And it's happened a lot. When we go back and look and we see the different people that would hop from my live to her live and say bullshit, and her live to my live and say bullshit. They did more than pretend it wasn't a big deal. They wanted to make me look like I was the bad guy. I wasn't accepting her apology. She apologized. Why can't you take it? And then, of course, the coup de grace and all of it is, I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm just going to leave. Like, I ran her out of there. That's why I just started laughing at that point. I'm just like, really? Like, so now, I'm the bad guy because I didn't accept the apology, the reason why I wasn't commenting, I was like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm just going to let it go. She's saying she's sorry, whatever. I'm just going to let it go. And because I didn't play into that even more, it was, well, I'm just going to leave. I guess I don't know exactly what went down. I guess Morbid called up Fancy a couple days ago and was an absolute raging asshole. And I guess he actually took the live down, apologized to her, etc. And I mean, that's good. That's what you want to see people do. To this day, I've never gotten fuck a word for what happened to me. I know that there's followers who have reached out to him. Um, and he has made comments about that it wasn't right or whatever, but he never said shit to me. Um, and it is what it is. And there's just so much shit going behind the scenes and shisty shadiness that, and I know, trust me, I know how it looks when she gets riled up and she's yelling and she's screaming, and I get it. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. But being on this side of it, I know why she's doing it. And it's hard because we're still putting together everything. Um, we're still putting everything together, and it's hard to lay out everything where people are going to understand it, and it's not going to be able to say that, we're just saying this, we're just saying that. And it's hard because we have a bunch of pieces, but it's hard to put it all together in a cohesive way. It's hard to be cohesive because even what we have that makes sense to everybody, it's still hard to put it out in a way that's going to make people who aren't there understand. I'm sorry, Sarah. Some people getting on, and then some people are just getting whomped, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to fault anybody who cannot deal with the way she acts. For a lot of people, it is triggering, it's upsetting, and I can tell you that she's working on it, but it's very, very hard to change who you are that quickly. It's hard to just stop being who you are, and change it. And it's hard because then you also feel like what you feel is invalidated because y'all don't understand what it's like. I mean, you guys see a very, very minimal portion on social media. I mean, there was a day that I went to 8 different pages against me. 8 different pages. All literally just hating me, making horrible memes, horrible pictures. And it wasn't the fact even of having them. It was going to these pages and seeing the people that were following them. And seeing people that I thought were good followers that are following this. Like back in the day, like 3 years ago, there was a page and people knew that I had a lot of pages at the time. I was being banned constantly. And this page got by essentially kind of pretending to be me because they would take clips from my live and put them up, but they put a really shitty caption on them. And so people thought it was me. And it was easy, when I would contact people, they would say, "Oh, well, we thought it was you." But see, there isn't that same thing with these because when it's snark pages and the content is very visibly against me, and I see followers following this stuff, um, it's very disheartening because you think that some of these people, you see them in your lives, they talk to you perfectly fine, but they're following content that is absolutely abhorrent. And then, some of them just shake it off by being like, oh, well, I just, you know, in the beginning, I was as guilty as anybody else. Kendall put out content, amazing content, talented content, but of course it was in April's direction. Um, and but at least I guess the reason why it didn't hit me the same way with Kendall's is it wasn't just full out ass bullying. Um, there's pages that are straight ass bullying, and having those pages up myself, having memes of me or pictures of me or whatever. Until you've had that, until you've had somebody make a page in your honor and have 200, 300, 400 people backing that. I mean, can you imagine walking into your local Walmart and everybody hating you? That's a lot of people. When you go somewhere and you see, 2, 3, 400 people, and their main goal, their main common denominator that holds them all together is they're unlike for you. It wears on even the strongest of people. And she's used to being hated. But sometimes that stuff just fucks with you. On a bad day, it fucks with you. I've definitely grown to have a lot thicker skin than I had in the beginning, that's for damn sure. But for me, and this time around when it happened, again, it wasn't the pages. The pages are stupid, petty, jealous people that can't handle the fact that I've done better than them, or had more support than them, or had a bigger following than them, or more engagement than them. Those people are nothing. What they've done hasn't hurt me. They are being petty and childish, and the pages themselves, for me anyway, are not the issue. It is when I see what I think to be good followers following this garbage, giving them this platform, allowing it. Here's the deal. Even if you don't put up shitty content, standing by and supporting it is the same fucking thing. You don't have to repost it. You don't have to make it. You're still watching it. You're still interacting with it. You're still shoving it into an algorithm. And that to me is the same fucking thing, in my opinion. So I guess that's where I'm at, is just, I know that I've had conversations. I've been having conversations with people, and I've made those comments to them. I'm like, look, no matter what you haven't done, in the scheme of things, what you haven't done, you're still as culpable for what you haven't done than as what you have. Can you please knock it off? Hey, knock it off. You're driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. You're driving me nuts. Put your tongue in your head. Jesus. Well, Audra, I was earlier. I did earlier. I literally just explained it to you, Vanessa. Like, I'm not understanding what you're not understanding. Like I was just saying, matter of fact, this is a perfect time to bring it up. Sir Morbid didn't do anything to me. He allowed it to happen. He stood by and gave somebody a platform and allowed them to do it. Silence is compliance. Period. Instead of when she got up on that panel and started saying things like, I abused my kid or whatever she was going on about, he could have been like, all right, this is not the time for this. We're on here for this. You need to concentrate on this. You're not going to come up on my panel and be disrespectful to the other guests. He could have stepped in at any given time, and he chose to sit there and let that shit show continue and allowed somebody to spew things that he didn't even know if they were correct. So he didn't do anything to me. He allowed it to happen. And the bystander effect is bystander effect. If you're not stopping it, you're part of the problem. Guilty by association. If you're not stopping it, you're part of the problem, period. What did I miss? I think I missed something. Hold on. Well, I mean, I'm used to being hated. Whether or not I'm a shit starter, I am definitely I'm a defensive player. I've always been a defensive player. I will sit back until somebody shots fires me. And then once they shot fire me, they can get ready for all the hell that comes with it. There's been lots of times I've wanted to take the offensive, but I don't really think that that's it's not productive. But if somebody shots fires me, I'm definitely going to fire back. Yeah. Oh no, he wasn't shocked. He lives on that shit. One thing I've come to realize on his panel is he lives for that shit. He lives for that shit. Nothing shocks him. He from what I've seen anyway, he seems to think that he's some type of Howard Stern shock jock, in my opinion. But mind you, while he had zero problem letting somebody rally against me with things if he didn't know if they were true or not, he sure as hell gets mad when people get up on his platform and accuse him of the things that go around this internet. Because there's rumors going on around him right now, and he knows them. He knows them. The rumors that are going on around about him. And he gets real mad when people bring those up on his stage because they're about him. But he doesn't stop it when it's somebody else. So KJ, I'm gonna try to explain that. So I can't see how you forgive someone for saying you abused your child. People know how deeply that hurts you, and then said it on a live with so many people. They knew how bad it would hurt you. Okay, that's absolutely accurate. That is 100,000% accurate. Okay, here's the problem. I've read the messages that Sarah has given Fancy. I've read the messages. Sarah was putting out a lot of shit. Sarah thought it was absolutely acceptable when I caught wind that Natasha was trying to get a hold of my abuse playlist to play it on a live. And when I privated the account so that she couldn't do it, Sarah gave it to her. Sarah allowed her access to see the videos, to play the videos, to have a watch party of my abuse videos, pick apart my abuse videos, and say that I basically asked for it, perpetuated it, and actually did it to her. Sarah was in her ear nonstop about the fact that it was all my fault. And Fancy was extremely clouded in her hurt of what I did and what Sarah was telling her I was doing. That live where I was I was upset and whatever. Sarah said that I came on here. I was laughing. I was joking. I was talking shit. I had shown a bunch of text messages. And I even said in that live, I will not show text messages unless she shows them. So Sarah told her that I showed them. So then she showed them. And Sarah knew that was going to spark a whole out war. And that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. And she knew that was going to happen. So the thing, okay, hold on. Shit. There was something up here. Where did it go? I was on that live. He shut it down real quickly with Starlight. What does he not want us to know? What is the rumor? It's a bad rumor. It's a really, really bad rumor. I know nothing about him. It's very similar to the rumor that was put out about my husband. And I don't know the man. I have no idea why. Apparently there's videos or some shit that people put together, some weird montage that may or may not be true. I have no idea. I'll go near it. But there's a rumor going around very similar to that, and he don't like it, as he shouldn't. But it's not great when the rumors are against you, I guess. Yeah, Bree had something to do with it. Somebody, from what I understand, and I've seen a few clips now, somebody had came in Bree's live in the box and said something, and then I saw another clip of her, kind of going off about it, kind of perpetuating it. So well, yeah, of course, somebody's going to defend themselves on their own platform, but at the same time, if you don't know a situation, you probably shouldn't allow people to run their mouths on a platform. I guess I don't know. There's supposedly some montage, from what I understand. It may or may not even be his montage, or it's a montage that was set incorrectly. I'm not really sure. Um, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know. I just know what I've heard whispers of. Um, and one thing that I've noticed with that side over there is anybody that they don't like, they put that rumor out about them. And there's a certain creator who has accused multiple people of that behavior. And I've noticed that it more and more people, whenever they don't like this person, they always seem to fall into that rumor mill of that particular rumor. So, I mean, that's not a rumor you throw around lightly, and it's not something you throw around without concrete evidence. This isn't, somebody did something stupid, somebody stole something from Kmart. It's something that not only is, completely illegal, but something that, especially where I live, can get you killed. And I don't think that's okay or acceptable for people to put that out there because you don't like somebody. You don't get to put out rumors that can, really affect somebody's life, because you don't like them. Find a different rumor. That's not a rumor you fuck with. And I don't know why it started about him. I have no idea. I don't fuck with him. I just know what I've heard. I know what I've heard why it started, but I don't know what merit, if any, it has. And I sure as hell wouldn't just take somebody's fucking word on it. I don't believe most of what I hear anymore, and I don't believe half of what I fucking see. So at this point, I've seen people fake. I mean, Jesus Christ, I have a screenshot of somebody who had photoshopped something to make me look guilty of something, and it was a bona fide fucking Photoshop, bro. Like bona fide. Bona fide. And I know who put that. I forgot to tell you about that one. I know who put that out there. I know who put that out there because they fucked up. They were trying to pin the parody page on me, and they put up there about the parody page, and when it hit search, my name came up, and I realized it said that me and this person were friends, and I didn't have very many people friended at that time. And it made it super easy to figure out where that screenshot came from, and it made all the sense in the world when that person is friends with Theo. So it was super easy to see that they manipulated that, because first of all, it wouldn't even make sense to put in the parody page and have my page show up. It wouldn't even have made sense. There's nothing that with the word parody in Socratic's algorithm. There's nothing in there that would ever put that there. So it was obvious that this was put together, you know what I mean? So I guess loving somebody and disagreeing days are over. And if we're in the middle, a person is accused of playing both sides of the fence. Unfortunately, that is the messy part. That is the messy part. Well, here's the thing though. You can do the middle. Okay. I didn't get to the point where I told people you can't watch this creator, I can't watch that creator. What the part where it gets messy, where I don't play, is if you want, like, for instance, I'm just gonna throw something here. If you want to watch me and you want to watch Nina, that's fine. Go watch me, go watch it, that's fine. Don't come into my lives and say she said this, and then go to her live and be like she said that, and try to shit stir. You can absolutely like creators that don't like each other. That's fine. But what you're not going to do to me is try to shit stir, because I can't control who you watch, but I can control who watches me. And if I have to block somebody because they are doing something that makes me uncomfortable, then I'm going to do it. I'm not going to make people pick sides. I don't do ultimatums. But what I can do is decide who I surround myself with. And if you wanna watch a creator that I don't agree with, that's on you. I may not agree with it, I may not understand it, and I may whatever. But until you are a shit stir, you're not a problem with me. That's all. You can be in the middle, but what you can't do is sit there with your hands in both honey pots and then fling shit. That's the problem. Don't fling shit, won't be no shit. It's that simple. Do I question your do I question your do I here we'll just put it this way in general. Do I question you? Yeah. Yeah. I do not understand why some of these creators are allowed to act the way they do on platforms. I do not understand why some people support that. I question that for sure. I do question that for sure. Because I guess in my mind, and this is my black and white way of thinking, if you want to call it that, but I can't understand how you can watch me, which would mean I would feel like you would have something in common with me, and then follow something that I'm so adamantly against. That makes me question your authenticity value with me. Because, for me, I don't understand. Put it this way. Nice. Stop trying to make her to tell you to shut up, Petty. For me, I guess, to put it in layman's terms, okay? Y'all know that Nina put a really shitty video out about me, right? and y'all know now, since I remembered and it's in the live, that she put out a video saying that that her video was the reason I wanted to myself, and then put out another one, like a complete, I don't understand how you can support that while supporting me. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can support somebody who straight ass bullied me, and in all stretch of the word, bullied me, put out a video that made me feel awful about myself, that picked at my appearance, that picked at who I was, claim to be my friend or to support me, and follow the person who did it. Do I question that? Yes. 100%. And maybe that's because I was that kid who had that happen all the time. But that I don't understand how that can happen. I don't. I mean, and if you can, that's on you, but I don't understand it. Video's still up, dude. I went and looked. It's still up. Funny you shall ask. I actually got it yesterday in case you took it down. Why do I not have them?
Christy just messaged me, and her and I are both gullible. Like, we're not, no. I never said that we're unintelligent. I said that we are gullible, is what I said. Okay? Yeah, no, I didn't fall for anything. Do you like my new haircut? I just got it cut, yo. Yeah, I was gaming. Yeah, I just took a break. Don't pay attention to any of the TikToks I did before, because I was just gaming. Me and my husband was just gaming. Christy really is a good person. And she never was trying to use me. And are you not smart? Do you not understand that I fight for my friendships? It doesn't matter. I fight for my friendships. And if that makes me crazy, then I'm crazy. Nina and Natasha and Fenty, they're just mad that they can't sit at the table with us. Okay? They're just mad.
And then she said that my video, or her video, caused me to want to myself. Even though what I was talking about was from 7 months earlier. And then made another video. So yeah, that was the video. It's still up. There's a video right after it. After she made that video, she made this one. Brings her kid into it, dude. So it's very strange to me that somebody would follow me and follow that. And so I was on it live. She came in for 3 nights in a row, and finally the last night I lost my shit on her. And I told her that she was a fucking bully, because she's a fucking bully. What it is after the text messages with me and Christy, where Christy was blowing me off, and I was losing my shit because of what was going on, and it was bullshit. She put out a video with her daughter vacuuming the driveway, I guess trying to say that Christy was doing anything to avoid me. Her daughter was playing Christy. That's what that was about. Her daughter was wearing the black wig. She was Christy. She was me. That day, the reason why she was talking about the hair is I only cut my hair once or twice a year. I don't have really the money to do it. And so I had a haircut. I felt pretty good about myself. So she put on a sideways blonde wig and was like, "You like my hair? You like my hair?" And it's rude, period. So she came in my live and I called her a fucking bully because she is. And so she blocked me. Well, that, and she was going to tell the Gypsy Tea when Gypsy reached out to her, but I kind of beat her to it, and that pissed her off too. Actually, so KJ, she actually didn't really know my story. That was one of the things that we had talked about. She actually didn't know my story. And that was one of the things we talked about because I told her, I said, Fancy, it's very simple. I said, if you would have taken 5 minutes to be a friend to me, to hear my story, to know my story, to know my past, you wouldn't have believed Sarah. But you were so busy, so wrapped up in Gypsy that you didn't want to be a friend to me. And she's very well aware of that. She has apologized immensely. She didn't really know my story. She saw the videos, took them in the context that a lot of people did, that I was a shitty mom who outed my kid with obvious mental illness. And because those videos are essentially out of context, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You can't tell why or what, whatever. Those videos were never, ever, ever, ever meant to have that many views. Those videos were put up solely because we had mutual followers who called me a liar. I was going to put them up. They'd get maybe 2,000 views. My followers would see what I was talking about. That would have been it. That would have been it. Unfortunately, I woke up the next day and it was just climbing into the millions. And for a lot of people who did not know me, who did not know her, who did not know anything, those videos, understandably, and this is why I don't get really mad when it happens, and I try to say, if you have a problem with the videos, come talk to me. I'll explain them. I'll explain the situation. If you'd like to see the full video, I'll gladly show it to you. Because I understand that without any context, you cannot fully understand what was going on. It was not a parody. Fuck that shit. That was it. Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Everything would have been fine, but I was on a video literally